and I can mute.
Yep. Whoa.
Go to mix. Now all the labels, can you see here? And all touch sensitive. So if I move a knob here,
Oh.
okay. See, I'm turning tracks on and off. If I rename this one, let's say we call this 505. I change the color.
Wow.
Okay. So this is all audio. This is in what we call mix mode. Yeah.
Yep.
Then I can flip a whole channel. So the sends and the pan and the volume, if I go function, I now have full control of all the knobs. If I touch a different channel on Ableton, straight away.
Wow. Hello， 大家好，我是 Bronx。那今天我邀请到了对我音乐制作道路上非常有帮助的一位，那他就是我的大学导师。那他在80年代末、90年代初就开始制作 Techno 的音乐了。那他专注于一些 live dance music。那当然呢，他也是来自于墨尔本的，别名叫 Honeysmack。那他的真名就叫 David Haberfeld。Hello, David. How are you?
I'm good, Bronx. How are you? Lovely to
Good.
see you again.
Glad to see you. And could you give us a little bit introduction about yourself, like your music background?
Sure. My music journey began when I was a teenager and I was into punk music and disco.
Yeah.
And that was in the 1970s and early 80s. And then after high school, I went to university to study fine art
Yeah.
and film and soundtrack. And this is where I discovered, not discovered, but what was happening was techno and electronic dance music was starting to appear in the late 80s. And whilst I was at university, I began to play in the studio and understand studio gear and synthesizers, and that's where it all began.
Yeah.
And I haven't looked back.
Yeah. What was your first instrument, first electronic instrument?
My first synthesizer, I think, was the Casio CZ1000.
Wow.
And then soon after that was the SH101, which is just up there.
Yeah.
I still have them both.
Wow, really?
Yes.
And
The Casio I don't use so much anymore.
really?
Yes.
What things get you into producing and performing live techno?
So for me, performing live techno and acid techno was very much the 303 and the 909. So they were the seminal pieces of gear that characterized techno and acid techno.
And I went to your Revolver Upstairs show and also Hybrid Acid in 2023. And that was really good, like a Melbourne underground dance music culture and rave culture. And could you also give us a little bit of information and background about Melbourne underground dance music scene and also rave culture?
Sure. Well, it all happens at the same time when I was at university. So the late 80s and early 90s was really when the rave and electronic dance music subculture started to appear in Australia, at the same time as Europe and North America too. The difference, I guess, with Australia and particularly Melbourne is that we weren't part of Europe and we weren't part of North America. So we were able to look at both of these cultures and mutated into our own. So we borrowed a lot from the European, like be it the UK or Germany or Western Europe. And we also borrowed a lot from North America, say Detroit and Chicago and New York and so on. So that's what gave Melbourne, I guess, its unique character and identity.
Oh, yeah. And what do you remember? What was like the first artist you sing like from like in the techno music from the techno music, and how did this person like inspire you, your music?
Well, funny enough, I didn't actually see anybody because when underground and rave culture started to come into its own, a lot of artists were very hidden. They weren't. It's not like today where they're kind of big and famous and we can see them across social media. There wasn't social media back then whatsoever. So the only way you knew about an artist was from the music that they produced. It was a lot of DJs, and a lot of DJs were also making music. But before they even DJ'd, you didn't know who the person was making the music so much because it was all very much underground.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until probably the mid to late 90s where DJs from, say, Europe or North America started to come to Australia that you would start to meet. But was there anyone in particular? I feel, Jeff Mills.
Oh, Jeff Mill, yeah,
Jeff
played
Mills was
909.
exactly. So Jeff Mills was very inspiring. And yeah, people like Richie Houghton as well.
Yeah.
There's too many to mention, but I remember meeting Jeff Mills in the mid 90s, and that was pretty special.
Wow. And could you share some tips like how you construct your ideas when you're performing live?
Because I don't have a traditional background in music making, so I can't actually play a traditional instrument, and I can't read or write. I don't have any form of traditional musical theory. I have no knowledge of it. I actually can't play keyboards. I can't play guitar, string instruments, or anything like that. So really what I perform with is the studio, and the studio as an instrument, which is really important. So when I look at or when I use a drum machine or a little synthesizer or an effects unit or a mixer, they are modules within my studio instrument. So it's actually the studio that I'm performing with. And because I don't come from a traditional musical background, everything is in the moment. So I'm always improvising. So I'm literally hooking up different pieces of gear, making sure they're all in sync, making sure I get some audio, and then I just start jamming. I start improvising. So I don't have a preconceived idea of what I'm going to do. I let the journey guide me. So I'm not interested in the destination. I'm interested in the journey. That the technology doesn't make the music. It's the human being.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like, if you have a guitar doesn't make music. A guitar needs the performer, needs the person to play the instrument. And the same for music technology. A synthesizer can't make anything without a human being. So it's the way that we interact with the technology that we have, be it a computer, a drum machine, whatever we have,
Yeah.
that's what we perform with.
Yeah. And when I watched your performance, I realized, especially the 909 kick, and as you said, it's like heartbeat. is like pushing people to dancing, right?
It's the heartbeat of the dance floor. That's
Yeah,
right.
and when I was on dance floor, that was the first time I realized, oh, that's a dance music, like people dancing natural, because the elements, the drums and the bass line, like make people can really move their bodies.
That's right. And when it's really loud, whether you're in a nightclub or event space, when it's really loud, you're compelled to dance.
Yeah,
You're not there to sit down and watch, are you? I mean,
Yeah.
some people do, and that's what we do in our homes or in
Yeah.
our car when we listen to music personally. But when you go to see this music, you are compelled to dance.
yeah,
Because the loudness of the kick and the bass and the percussion moves your whole body because your diaphragm listens to bass.
yeah.
And that's what makes you move, because your actually body is moving. All right, 10 minutes, we go fucking nuts. Yeah? All right. When you perform in smaller events,
Yeah.
well, not smaller events, but events that can actually accommodate the artist being in the middle of the floor, it's very important for me, because the audience dancing, they are part of the performance.
Yeah.
I'm only one person who may be controlling or facilitating some music, but if the audience are not dancing, then I'm not doing anything. So it's really important, because the audience help provide me with some energy. And it's very important because I can see what the audience are reacting to. So I react to how they are reacting, and it becomes a nice feedback loop. I see what they're reacting to, they see what I'm reacting to, and this is how the energy of, this is how the energy of dance music works. And that's why I think it's important to be in the middle of the dance floor wherever I can. Really, really important, because I'm not DJing. I'm not performing pre-recorded music. I'm performing and improvising, and every show is completely unique because I don't have presets. I don't have pre-constructed sequences.
And also, I hope one day you can bring your philosophy and your concept to China and bring to the Chinese
Well, that's up to you, Bronx. You
Yeah.
have to, of course, I would love to come
the
to
dance
China.
floor in China and inspire more Chinese people who love dance music, who love techno house music, and yeah, inspire more and more people. That's also what I wanted to do for this video as well.
I think it'll be one day. Not a matter of if, just a matter of when. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
I would
gonna
love
be
to
yes.
come to China.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. Thank you, David. And 感谢大家收看。那今天就是采访就到这儿结束了。Thank
谢
you，
谢，
谢谢。
谢谢。